Hello, folks, and hey, Bear. Welcome to the Nateland podcast. Nate Bargatze, Brian Bates, Aaron Weber, and Dusty Slay.
All right.
It's all of us.
We're back.
We're back.
Last time you two have been here for a while.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was on the episode last week.
I mean, together.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah.
A lot of people speculating the two of you would only agree to do the podcast if the other one wasn't there.
Mhm.
And I would fuel the fire. I would go, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Mhm.
They go, absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not a tape. My voice is a little, does it sound bad or no? It's
Sounds
loud.
Sounds great.
Sounds all right.
Sounds
Good.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. At a late night last night, the Golden Globes. We will talk about that. I don't know what it was. What were you guys doing this week? That's the
Yeah.
general. Titans got the number one pick. That's fun.
I know. The Titans, they always send us swag before the season starts.
Right.
And I've been waiting all season for something to get excited
For
about.
a victory.
Yeah.
So finally, I dug it out. Number one pick, baby.
All right.
Who do you want? Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders? Who do you want?
I don't know.
Maybe it's Travis Hunter.
That'd be fun.
That'd be fun. But I mean, I think they need just excitement. So it's like
Yeah,
you
you know
either
what,
get Travis Hunter, or you get Shedeur Sanders because you just need publicity.
Right.
I would almost be like, get Shedeur Sanders, if maybe just so ESPN talks about you every day.
Yeah.
That's honestly what you need.
Right.
You are selling tickets.
New stadium coming. Get
Yeah.
some excitement.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like. Do you think?
Guys, let's be practical.
Okay.
Trade back, get more picks.
I mean, just
Yeah.
We need some linemen.
Do you
I
think?
know.
I'm
Yeah.
not trashing Will Levis, right? I'm not trying. But do you think it's better? It's like here's a guy that no one was talking about at all. And then he comes in at the end of the season last year, does some big things, and is front page news. I mean, when they sent out the swag, it was Will Levis
Yeah.
stuff. And then to almost immediately go right back down. You think it's
Yeah.
better to kind of not even remain talked about, or just to get that little flash and then to be brought down pretty
I think
hard?
to get the flash because it'll probably help you if you go to other teams, stay in the league, and his last throw, I mean, he threw a touchdown, and it was a bomb.
Mhm.
So I mean, clearly his last
It should have been
You're only as
interception.
good as your last throw.
should have been, but yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking at a guy with an arm,
Yeah.
I'm sure someone thinks oh, I could work with this guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got an arm. Today, this comes out January 8th, 25-year anniversary of the Music City Miracle.
Oh wow.
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 And you were there, right?
I was there.
Wow.
Telling him to get out of bounds.
Just yeah. Yeah.
I'm the one guy that stands like, get
Get
out of
out of
bounds,
bounds.
get out. Although NFL Network a few years ago did a greatest moments in NFL history, and that was one of the top ones. And Jeff Fisher said he was thinking that. I don't know
Yeah.
if he was saying it, but get out of bounds.
We were down by what?
I think we were down by 2,
Mm-hmm.
either 2 or 3. Either way, it would either tied or won with a field goal.
Yeah.
And I didn't think he was going to go all the way. So I'm like, just get out of bounds for the clock runs
Yeah.
out so we kick a field goal.
Yeah. It's fun baits. Fun baits. Trade. Yeah. Like you said, trade back, get some linemen.
Yeah.
If Bates was your owner of your NFL team, it would be to,
Be
we
practical.
don't want the number one pick. We don't want the pressure of the number one pick. We shoot for a nice 8, 9,
Well, that is true. I'm Mr. Yeah. I always shoot for average.
8, 9.
Is the number one pick that good, though? I know obviously, ideally
fun.
it's good and it's
Yeah.
fun, but does it pan out?
I don't know.
Nah. More times than not. No.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot.
Tom
yeah,
Brady
a
was
lot of
like the
times.
last.
Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, all doing good.
Yeah.
Yep.
These are all I mean, Andrew Luck
Yeah.
retired early.
Okay.
Cam Newton, he's got some fun
Matthew
hats.
Stafford.
Yeah.
Cam Newton had a good run, though.
Sam Bradford, man. Yeah, he was offensive rookie of the year.
Jadavian Clowney, you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, man, when he tackled that Michigan guy.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
all thought he was.
the best.
Unbelievable.
We were like, he should be able to go to pro right out of high school.
Yeah.
Mario Williams, that was the big one because he went over
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush. Yeah.
And did he ended up? Oh yeah, and he went to Pro Bowl 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
Yeah. Eli Manning had a decent career too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think you want the number.
Okay.
I think
All
you
right.
want the
No, I'm
number one
convinced
pick.
now. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because it feel like they talk about it like it's not good. Like it is good,
Well,
but
I think what they talk about too a lot is the people who get the number one pick. You're putting this star athlete into a program that's not good,
yeah.
and so like that's what they're with the Bryce Young with Carolina Panthers. You're like the number one just goes in and just they're like they don't know what they're doing. They
Right. And
don't-
then
Caleb Williams.
and then
too.
they act like he's a flop because he can't turn the team around.
yeah. You just need excitement.
Yeah.
That's what the Titans. I believe you got to be. You're selling tickets. I get the idea. I know you. Everybody wants to. Win by 4 points and the score to be 8-4, but it's. You're selling tickets. Should be entertainment.
But wouldn't the
I
most
agree.
entertainment be winning?
It would be, but it's also you're in a different time now.
But be
that you're-
realistic.
You got to be. You're entertainment. You're not like you're not serving the military.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not. It's not life or death. You're like less how you want to win. You can have some fun and you can win. These teams are winning that are fun. Joe, this Bengals were super fun. If you're a Bengals fan, I mean, how fun was that? I mean, they didn't get in,
Mhm.
you just Joe Burrow. You got what's the receivers?
Jamar
Chase.
Chase.
Yeah. And then they got another receiver too. That's
T. Higgins.
Yeah, I mean, it's just super fun. So. All right. Yeah. No one cares.
Dude, Notre Dame, biggest win of your lifetime.
Biggest win of my lifetime.
Nobody saw
Oh,
that
yeah?
coming.
I mean, it's crazy.
I didn't see it.
I almost
coming.
don't know if I want to win. I don't know if I want to win. You ever
Why?
think about that?
Because then
Because you
have
don't
nothing to look
know.
forward
Because
to?
what's
I don't
it
know
all- what was
what-
it all for?
What is it all for?
Yeah.
Maybe if you get the thing that you've wanted your whole life, it won't mean what you thought it would mean.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Maybe I'm
Yeah.
defined by the journey
Mhm.
and not the destination.
Yeah. Of Notre Dame
Mhm.
winning a 14th championship.
More than that.
12.
12. Yeah.
But not since 1988.
Not since 1988, 3 years before I was born.
Golly.
So
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's
You
it's
won?
not gonna do anything for your life, but it would be fun.
you'd be surprised how
I'm
much
the only
it will,
one at this
but yeah.
table that can remember when Notre Dame won a champion. You don't remember
I was 6
I
years
think I
old.
probably do. I was I was probably 8. Rocket Ishmael? Was it
I
him
think I
or
was
no?
after that. No.
I remember Rocket Ishmael.
Rocket
really
Edition was
well.
early 90s, I believe.
I remember him very well.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
it's a-
88 was,
Look, I do want to win. I'm just joking, but it was very fun.
I know what you
It's-
mean,
It's the
though.
best team. It's the best team we've had in a long time. We feel like legit. It doesn't feel like a fluke,
Yeah.
so it's fun.
Mhm.
It's fun.
It's like when you did Bridgestone Arena. You finally do it, and then what's now?
Yeah. What's next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You find other stuff.
hmm
You do 2 shows.
You
Yeah.
just, yeah.
You'll win 2 national
Smaller
championships.
stage next
Yeah.
time. Smaller stage. Fit
Yeah.
a few more
Should be-
chairs
Yeah, yeah,
around.
yeah.
The size of this right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
a 2x2 thing. You just got to
Yeah.
stand there and do it.
Yeah.
No room to turn.
So this weekend we will get to the Golden Globes being there. And then I was at Brady Improv running my new hour.
Back in the clubs, man.
Back in the clubs.
How was that?
It was great. It was great. It was up to your territory. I did 75 minutes.
All right.
Yeah, don't
feels
plan on
good,
that.
huh?
I mean, yeah, it was up there for a while. It's crazy. I did a Q&A. I don't ever really do, I never do them, but in a club, I was like, I did them at Comedy Magic Club, and then I did it at, then I was like, let me just see, kind of right before I do the closer. And so that can last 15, 20
Okay.
minutes. Like,
Oh. Power went out in the building.
okay. All right, we're back. We are back. We had the power cut out for a second. It's Tuesday now. We're recording this. We all went home and no. So I'm doing Q&A. That was about like 15, 20 minutes, and that's fun to do.
Yeah.
Last time I did Q&A, only other time I've ever done Q&A. While I was scared of doing it, I've done it twice. One was I remember doing a show at Florida State, and I did a Q&A and emailed any questions. Everybody said they go no, and then
Wow. That's terrifying.
Yeah, terrifying. That was
Yeah.
enough to like. I go, I'm not going to do
Yeah.
it. And then once at when I was in Washington D.C. At the Warner Theater, I thought, you know what? I'm at a theater. I was like, maybe it's time to do a Q&A. Ask a question. Guy goes, "Are you really this dumb?"
Oh gosh.
And so then that scared me off for again maybe 8 years.
Wow.
And so now the clubs have, it's been, I don't think you couldn't do them in an arena. It would be kind of too
You up
much
there?
going on.
Got a question?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, those two responses are why I don't do Q&As.
Oh yeah.
I would never want to go, who's got any questions? And they're like, nobody.
Yeah.
Do more jokes.
Yeah. Now you kind of know I get asked about SNL or something like that. And
Yeah.
Were there any like repeat questions?
yeah, then yeah, kind of. Yeah, you kind of, they can say, "What's your favorite joke?" They say stuff like that. And like,
Oh, so you could they go, you go, are you really this dumb? And then you go, the question was, what's my favorite joke?
yeah. Well, it's the idea. If people like crowd work I am getting different questions, but I'm also getting the same question. So if you know that they're going to ask, they can only ask so many questions.
Right.
So that's essentially what people don't realize with crowd work is to go, yeah, you're going to ask people, what do you do for a living? And it just doesn't really matter what you do. I have jokes that I can, if I've asked enough,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have stuff in there that's going to be an act that can,
You know a great answer to, are you really this dumb? You go, I don't understand the question.
yeah, that would have been great. It would have been great.
Start taking Dusty with you.
Yeah.
Off
But
the stage.
it took me, I wouldn't have had it right there ready. But now I do.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope I get asked that.
I would have gone, yeah, what'd you pay for this ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am this dumb. You're dumber.
One question one lady asked I liked. She said, she was like, what do you think it is to make you this, to be as clean as you are and being this way, to be as relevant in this industry that's not?
Oh my God. Was this
No, I think
was that a journalist in the crowd?
Yeah. I thought it was a good question.
It is. I know, but that's like
Yeah.
that's like something you get on a panel.
Yeah. It was a good question. And
How do you navigate this space, Nate?
yeah, I go, but I was able to, it's because of you. It's because of you listeners, because of the people in that crowd. Like, that's the only reason I'm relevant is because you come out.
I thought you were talking to us for a second.
Y'all are bringing me down. Dude, I'd be hanging out with Brad Pitt tonight if I didn't fly back and come here.
You're Joe Burrow
Yeah.
and we're the Bengals defense.
Yeah. Tom Hanks goes, "You want to come by the house? I got to go meet Brian Bates.
Got to go hear about Brian's weekend.
I got to go see where he was up to. He went and saw Big in the theater."
I did.
Yeah.
Did you?
Big? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like mid 80s. Maybe late 80s. I don't know.
Yeah.
Talking about the Tom Hanks.
Hey,
movie?
Steven
Yeah, that was
Spielberg. Oh yeah, dude. I saw E.T. I bought 2 tickets. One guy didn't show up. You have a real weird. The other guy didn't show up, so I just went alone. And it's a whole big story. And then a guy was dressed as E.T. I got a picture with him, an old camera. Got his autograph. But yeah, Bray was good. Working, building up the new hour, trying to get it figured out. This next tour is going to be, very exciting, very, very big. And so I was like, I got to get on it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Get it figured out. But I didn't do any old jokes, and I
Wow.
did DoorDash jokes because everybody actually they heard my material everywhere. I disagree. I know I talked about community college in my first CD, and I talked about it again. I'm talking about my life.
Well, you mentioned your wife on your first ever albums. You're not allowed to talk about her ever again.
It's a journey. It's a stand up. I hope you watch
Yeah.
it in order. I hope if you can sit. I met some this weekend. They told me that they were suggesting to watch me to someone, and they go, "You got to watch it in this order, though." Like the half hour first, then the 10, because he has another story with the Starbucks, and then with the Cape Fear service, and that was the point of doing it that way.
Yeah.
because you were hoping to be like, I thought that would be pretty neat. I don't know what stand-up's done that, where you go, hey, I have an add-on. It's not the same. It's a completely different joke, but it's just a different situation. It's going to be me in situations. So unless I become an astronaut, I'm going to be,
Yeah, you don't have you can't just pull out a different past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in community college.
Yeah.
And so then I thought of a fun new way to talk about it.
Mhm.
And it's set up.
Not the same stories.
No.
Yeah.
This guy talks about Tennessee a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, just Tennessee.
Talk about Ohio.
Was this guy a teenager his whole life?
Yeah. So I already I got a closer. It's good.
Okay.
That's nice.
That's big.
Yeah, that was big. Because and it's a closer I can sit. Like, it's nice. Like, and so
I need a closer.
I can do a Q&A even to go, I'll save this. I'm like sitting on it like an old joke. That's what's so fun about it. Like when when you got a joke that destroys.
And you got all
and
the
you can
beats
be
of
like,
it,
I can make this, I can even open it up to the audience. It might not go the way we want it to go because I know I
can steer it back.
I got something that's going to steer
You do
back.
the Q&A in the middle of the closer.
I do it at the I go, I'll pull back out. I go, you guys can't handle what's going on. But it's it's been very fun, and so Brea was great. The clubs were great. There's a few more clubs I'm going to. Vegas, I'll be working on it. Getting it going.
Packing for a trip this holiday season? Tired of wasting time trying to figure out how to best pack for your travels? Mm-hmm. We recently discovered Unbound Merino, a travel clothing company made by travelers for travelers. Unbound Merino was created by 3 lifelong friends who are looking to solve the age-old problem of how to pack light, but also look great when jet setting. Unbound offers timeless, versatile clothing that will have you looking great in any situation. Their clothing is made of merino wool, which is temperature, what does this word say? Temperate regulating. It feels like it should say
it's temperature regulating.
Which is temperature regulating, but it says temperate.
Well, it's good to be temperate too.
It is. But it really tripped me up. But merino wool, which is temperature regulating, moisture wicking, and most importantly, super comfortable. Unbound makes it simple to pack for short or long trips since their clothes can be worn for weeks on end without needing a wash. That's something I can get into. With Unbound's versatile pieces, you can go from the plane to outdoor adventures to that swanky dinner without the headaches of overpacking or needing to change outfits for every leg of your journey. Unbound's clothing allows travelers to pack lighter, save on checked baggage fees, and spend more time focusing on creating travel memories. I love not having to wash it every day. I got to be honest with you. Head over to their website, unboundmerino.com, where new customers can use our code NATE for 10% off their order. I'll be honest with you. I've been doing that, and I didn't even know that was a thing.
All right.
I was in Lexington, Kentucky this weekend at Comedy Off Broadway.
Yeah, that's a big city.
Big
4
city.
great
Big
shows.
city Bates.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Great shows.
Nice hotel there, too. Huh?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Stay at that Embassy Suites.
Just
right
walk
there.
over the
Yeah.
You can
club.
see the club from your room.
Yep.
A lot of ducks and swans out there in that pond.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It was awesome. Did a little Q&A.
A lot of questions.
Did you do a Q&A?
There's a couple times.
Okay.
Did you say, do you have any questions?
Yeah.
And are people like, how long is this show?
One lady asked. That actually was a question.
Yeah.
One lady asked, "Do you still drive for Uber?" I
Wow.
think she was concerned about my
Yeah.
financial future.
Wow.
So
What did you say?
Did you say I keep renewing it? I'm not currently, but I do renew it.
I keep my documents up to date.
Yeah.
I want to be able to drive for
Yeah.
Uber.
Yeah.
You're like, why do you need a ride?
Yeah. But it was great shows. Thanks everybody came out. Met a lot of folks, and
What a great club that is.
Jordan
Yes, it is
said
a great
I sold more tickets than I did last time, so that's good. You
All
always,
right.
you always want to be
That's
That's what
building.
it's all about.
Yeah,
It's being built.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
going forward.
Q&A will get longer every year.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anything else? You go, well, we just talked to you before the show, so I don't know why I would ask questions during it.
Yeah, I'm going to be in the lobby after
Yeah.
if you want to keep asking
Yeah.
questions.
You do it multiple times throughout the show? Like, you'll be going along a bit and you go, you got any questions about that bit?
Yeah. Well, you greeted us when we showed up, so I thought I had to go, I got it out of the way.
Yeah.
I've done shows like that where I walk to the green room, and if there's like, I don't know, 15 people there, I'll just go, "What's up, guys?" It just feels weird to like act like I'm backstage or there's 15 people here. Like, I might as well just say hi before.
And they go, well, "Who is that?" And then they just look like a crazy person.
Yeah, they go, "I got these tickets for
What's
free."
up, boy? Got a great show for you tonight. They're like, all right, the manager, I guess, is excited. And then,
who was that?
Yeah, who was that? You walk in 15 people, they don't know who you are. They go, I know what you mean. It's awkward. I've been in this situation. Yeah, you walk in, you gotta. I mean, I've walked in with many a crowd.
Yeah.
Where you just go in, you're in line with people.
Mm-hmm.
I remember San Francisco Punchline once I did that. I was walking in and there was no really other back way in, and I think it was the first time I sold it out. And so, but I came up and I just had to get in my own line, and I'm just standing in my own line. And you know, it's you think it's going to be a ruckus. It's not that big of a ruckus. Like no one's that surprised that you're in your own line.
Yeah. We didn't think you helicoptered into.
They're just like, oh, hey, man, you excited for the show? Yeah, let's hope it's a good one. You know, it's very uncomfortable.
There's a big difference between helicoptering in and standing in your own line for a show.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, be saying now I helicopter now.
That's right. Yeah.
My helicopter hovers above the show until I make sure everybody's done.
The opener just hears.
And that's the helicopter honks to let you know, let's wrap it up. You think a helicopter has a horn?
I bet it does.
I bet.
Pull down.
Yeah.
Like an
Like
18-wheeler.
like would you ever do you're underneath the stage and you rise up onto the stage?
Oh yeah, I could see him doing that. Lower down.
Yeah, he goes. I would lower the stage down on top of me. No, we're in that. And I'm in the middle. No, I don't think so. I mean, look, I could never do that.
Yeah, I know.
No, I couldn't. I mean, you could see like, I don't know. You do think of it like, oh, that could be cool to come up like that, but you think you want to do it.
You've thought about it.
Do it. Well, yeah, who wouldn't?
You've had Travis look into it.
It does.
No,
it does,
we've never had anybody look into it.
It
See how
does
much it
seem
would
cool
cost.
to have all these entrances, but it's
But
like,
it'd be so funny. You get like parachuted in, and then you're like, you start talking about ketchup.
Yeah.
Like, what?
We're a big ketchup family. Oh, what? His parachute said ketchup on it. It had Heinz on it. Yeah.
you got a t-shirt cannon shooting out ketchup packets.
Yeah, that's the next two are Big Dumb Eyes. We're gonna be, just coming in. I come into some music. It's cool. Like
Finally,
we
some
make
new material.
We do make it look cool, but it's
What's the music you're coming off to?
It's always, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing this year, but it's been a bunch of different kinds. But I mean, like the special, we did that Sunday's Best.
Yeah.
And you walk out, and I would walk through the crowd, and I like that. And like, it's just fun to see.
It never
All
feels
comes
like
together.
you're beating your chest.
No,
It really doesn't feel like that.
I don't even feel that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. Just trying to make a good show. Aaron. You think I did walk? I remember in theaters for a second. I walked out in the middle of the curtain, in the middle instead of the side. Like so,
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
You just kind of act like, oh, I don't know how to get out of here, and then
no, it
be
was
real goofy with it.
It was like the thing. Everybody came off the side, then the curtain would open. I would walk out right the middle, and it just felt still like I'm like
Oh, the curtain would open.
open. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I did
should've
that.
Raise
left.
it. You're just standing there.
No. I never raised it.
I know, but you
But
should.
I know,
Yeah.
but I would have someone. There was a guy that worked on tour. It's very funny because we were talking about songs. He would be picking a song to play. You're trying to find the right song that could be with the theater, especially like it needs to be kind of quick before it gets to it, and then boom, and it hits, and then you go out. And so we're trying to find a song, and then he picked a song, And then then eventually I was like, well, I think I'm going to change the song. And I did not think he liked that I was changing his song. And so he would open the curtain for me and the song would be playing that I picked. And he would be like, this song's not the song. And then he would open the curtain. So the last thing I would hear before I walked out was him upset with me because I changed his song. He's like, the other song's better. And then I'm like, hey. So I did the middle. I tried there might have been some people that have seen the middle, but it felt a little too about me. Like you feel a little too like.
It's a weird energy to start a set with. I did
What's the middle?
The middle of the curtain. So everybody comes on the side.
Oh, not a song.
No.
Oh.
Jimmy Eat World, the middle, yeah. I did the Opry once right after intermission.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they go, welcome back. And then they bring you up and then the curtain opens and you're just standing there.
Yeah.
And it's such an awkward, you feel like you have to go, ta-da.
Yeah.
And you have to go into the set.
But, there is a world with that where you see it with it's a show business. It's like it is you're putting on a show.
It works for everything except the comedian.
I agree.
Yeah.
This is what I picture. The curtain comes up. You go, I spent $182 at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I don't open with the last line of my closer.
Yeah. You're just giving it. Look forward to that in Aaron's special when it comes out. You see it at the end.
That's an old joke, but yeah, it is.
Hey.
I was telling them we were talking about at the Opry when they're weird about the time. So sometimes you'll finish like a minute under, and you're like, "What do I do for a minute?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, because you just had that, right, where you had like squeeze a joke in.
Yeah, I put in one joke at the end just to fill my time.
I did once where I had a minute left, and I just did a minute of like, oh man, it's an honor to be here at the Opry. Make some noise if it's your first time in Nashville. Welcome to. I just did that. I was so embarrassed. I couldn't think of what else to do.
Yeah.
It kind of played off okay, but it wasn't good.
A minute of that, and to do it at the end.
Keep it going.
Who's excited to be at the Opry? They're like, is he done? Because you walked out and he walked out and didn't acknowledge us. Like we were a bother to him.
He works backwards.
And now it does feel like he needs us. Like they feel like this guy needs us. Any questions? Any short questions?
I don't got a lot of time, but
20 seconds.
Q&A in a minute.
Yeah.
They ask the question. You're like, that's my time.
That's all I got.
Oh, man.
So was that it? You did great. Your show was great.
Yeah, I did
show
great.
was fun.
My shows were great. My shows were fun. Great time. Drove home Saturday night after my late show because they got a blizzard up there. Came in Sunday morning.
That's always a good feeling, though, right?
Yeah.
Like you never regret that the next day.
No.
You get to wake up
Always regretted at night, though.
when you're driving there.
Yeah.
You're like, man, this stinks.
Yeah.
You got to kind of just get on the road.
Yeah, because you're on that.
But you get an hour back.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I got home like at 1:15.
You're on the Bluegrass Highway or whatever, and that's barren out there.
It's long.
Yeah.
Listen to We're Having a Good Time podcast.
All
Listen
right.
to you on Fungula. Angela's podcast.
All right.
It's fun.
You ever listen to like people you don't know really well?
No, that's fine.
He's a company man.
He's a company. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is a company man.
I bring it all to this.
Yeah.
I don't know what Dusty's ever doing unless I listen to his podcast.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's my way to
He does listen to it. He listens to Dusty's podcast. That's someone he doesn't really know.
Yeah.
He listens to his podcast to find out about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to learn about Dusty.
You got to stay in touch.
I like to learn about my co-host. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had a fun weekend here in town, man. I did the Ryman. They did Opry shows at the Ryman.
Oh,
They
that's
had
cool.
2 sold out showcases here at the lab. Did one, ran over, did the Ryman, came back and hung out. It was just like
A fun comedy
one of those
night.
really great comedy nights.
Yeah.
Everybody here was just in a good mood. We hung out here at this table actually for most of the night. It was awesome. So come check out the lab. Any of these local showcases, if you're in Nashville, they've been really great.
Yeah.
And they're just so much fun. Dusty pops in on me.
Well, that's what I've been doing. I've been off. So I've been doing these showcases.
Yeah.
And they are great.
Mm-hmm.
Really great. I did a couple of shows with Eric Eaton over New
New
Year's Eve.
Year's,
The
yeah.
magic of Eric Eaton. I did some guest spots. It was great.
Wait, talk about that where they didn't know they thought you were doing magic the first show.
Oh, well, the first show, yeah, I don't know if they thought I was doing magic, but I was just like, I felt like it was just going okay. And then Eric goes out after and he goes, how many people here are here for the comedy? And like 2 people raise their hand. It's sold out. He's like, how many people are here for magic? And everybody raises their hand. So the next show, I'm just like, hey, I'm not doing magic. And that got a pretty good laugh. And then my set was much better.
Oh, yeah.
We were saying with the Dusty's hand motions on stage, it kind of looks like he's about to do
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
Kinda
He's
waiting.
always like kind of, like he's about
I
to
saw it. I saw what he did.
Yeah.
When his hand goes up, it's someone's phone number in the crowd, and they go, "Wait a second."
But Eric, he had a great show. It was
I've
very
heard
fun.
that.
It was
I
a
can't
very
believe
fun
you would do
show.
a show with a magician.
Well, I'm not into magic, but it's it's tricks, as Nate's dad says. It's tricks. It's not.
That's what they
magic.
tell you.
Yeah.
It's spells.
I was into it though. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
Mm-hmm.
He knows your dad.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it was great. He was a very nice guy. Was kind enough to give me. I'm working on a thing, so he's nice enough to give me some guest spots, and I appreciate him.
Yeah.
But
Working on a thing against magic.
What's that?
You're working on a thing against magic.
Yes. Yeah, I'm trying to shut it down.
Yeah.
I got to know some inside tips.
Yeah.
Trying to shut it down.
Guess that. Do you cut it back to 50?
Yeah. Well, I asked for 10 and I did 13. But
that's fine.
Yeah.
It is the new year. It's time to set a goal. Have you set a goal? Did you know only 8% of people stick with their New Year's resolution all year long? That seems high to me, actually.
Yeah.
But with Acorns, you can lock in years and years of healthy money habits in just 5 minutes. This is an amazing app. That's all the time it takes to open up your account with Acorns and start automatically saving and investing your money so it has a chance to grow and go bigger. That's why we are sponsored by Acorns. Acorns makes it easy to automatically save and invest your money so it has a chance to grow for you, your kids, or your retirement. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that fits you and your money goals. You don't need to be rich. Acorn lets you invest with the spare money you've got right now. You can start with $5 or even just your spare change. It's a great way to dip your foot into this whole world. You don't need a ton of time either. You can create your Acorns account and start investing right away. You don't need to feel like financial wellness is impossible. Acorns gives you small, simple steps to get you and your money on track. Head to acorns.com/Nate to download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. Paid non-client endorsement compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 1 compensation provided. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/Nate.
Good job.
All right. We're going to start with you guys' comments, and then we're getting Golden Globes.
Okay.
If people want to, I think they want.
I think people want to hear. It was a big thing.
It was a big thing.
I didn't realize Golden Globes is like the Super Bowl for my wife.
Oh yeah.
She prints it out and predicts all.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was
Oh
crazy.
wow.
And she's, she knows Nikki well and knows you, and so it was like biggest night of the year for her.
Oh, she's gonna send me a text. Didn't even know she. Thought we're pretty good friends. Went over, saw the baby, hung out.
You did, yeah. It was really nice.
Yeah. Loose. Looking at you, Loose. Meredith Granger. Isn't there a baseball player?
Maybe there's a tool company,
Oh.
I think, called Granger.
A baseball player named Meredith.
Yes. Meredith Granger. Oh, yeah. Maybe she's from the Tool family.
Maybe so.
So probably some money.
Yeah, big money.
Woo. Thank you for continuing to put out new episodes, even over Christmas and New Year's. So many other podcasts take a few weeks off during the holidays. You're welcome, Ethan. That's my idea. The rest of the people do not want to do that.
We begged for time off. We begged for it.
They go, these people don't matter. Just replay something. Who cares? That's what, quote, Brian Bates.
Yeah.
Unquote. Aaron Weber. Still got it. Daniel Earl. In 2025, I think Nate will use his new level of success to continue to elevate everyone around him, and we will see big things in the Nateland universe, not just Nate. Maybe a big platform special for Aaron. I also think Dusty will achieve a level of success that will make him disappear into the woods.
Hey,
Well, let's hope so.
from your lips to
that's
God's
the
ears,
goal.
Daniel.
I like that Daniel, though. Nothing for Brian.
Yeah.
No prediction for Brian. Aaron, Dusty, it's going to take off.
Brian's on borrowed time, and he's at where he's at. Brian will always be here. Where I'm at, Brian will be at. It will, yeah. I hope so too. It's I keep bearing with me with this stuff. I got a plan. Everybody gets worried. You go to Hollywood, they think you're going to be weird. Like, why? I've never changed. Now, I talked to someone at the Golden Globes, and it made that we brought up. It was someone that we ran in circles in New York, kind of the same a long time ago. Not anybody that you would have seen me with on camera or anything, and then they brought up someone. And then I go, oh, yeah. I go, you still see them? They just go, oh, I don't really run in those circles anymore. And in my head, I'm like, that's all the circles. My circles are just everybody that I've ran with. That's I never got that, where it's like why would you not talk to people that you were with your whole life?
Yeah.
You don't just come, you have acquaintance, But maybe this person really wasn't that close with, but it's just a weird way, it's like, sounds like they're embarrassed.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah. My friends, some of most friends I start with, they're the opposite of anything that I would ever approve of in my life. Yeah. But I still was me during all that stuff. Look, Nateland's it's a long plan, but we're gonna do it, man. We're gonna. It won't be just me. The point of it is to hopefully I will get out,
and then we can
hopefully
get Brian's name added to this thing,
and then we start Batesland.
A few weeks ago,
it's open for 2 hours. Batesland open for 2 hours,
6 a.m. to 8 a.m.
6 a.m. to 8 a.m. And it's him at the gate just asking you, you know what? It'd be great if you guys just went home. Yeah.
You guys planning to stay the whole 2 hours?
Yeah.
There's not that much to do here.
Yeah. What is Bateland? Well, you get to walk by my car.
And then when you walk by that, we'll have a Q&A about it.
What was the basketball player you got autographed?
Carlos Groves.
Carlos Groves. You go, Carlos Groves over there in a tent if y'all want to meet him.
No, I'm good.
Everybody's like, what? It's a meet and greet with Carlos Groves.
Y'all don't want to meet him?
You guys don't want to meet him?
He was in my magazine in 1988.
Yeah.
Player to watch. A few weeks ago, Dusty said, talking about Nateland success, a rising tide lifts all boats.
Well, I said, yeah. I think I said
that phrase,
something
right?
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to say it, but
And Aaron and I were arguing that you were the tide, right?
Yeah, that would make the analogy make sense.
But he was just saying you're one of the boats.
I said Nate's boat's rising, and we're all right.
Yeah, that's
and
right,
it's
that's
lifting
right.
us all up.
Your other boat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they want to be, they want to be boats in the. They want you to be the whole ocean. I'm like, we're all boats. He's got a bigger boat, but we're all boats.
We're all boats.
They're like, no, Nate's the ocean.
Yeah.
Well, what is the ocean in your analogy?
He said,
Success. It's.
I think you said good luck.
Yeah, it's good fortune. It's
Got lucky.
blessings.
Yeah. Yeah, it will all. Yeah. I'm excited. I think about it all the time. Everything I think about will be in, I try to think of the audience. I try to think. Kirkwood. I hate to say this, but Nate and Dusty will be fine with or without this podcast. Brian and Aaron unfortunately need this too much. Wow.
Well, what's the context for this?
Yeah.
This was going on when
You blindsided about this, aren't you?
Yeah, what the heck? I mean, the last commenter's like, get this guy on Netflix.
Yeah.
people are always commenting when you're not here that, oh, he's just going to end this podcast soon.
Yeah.
And so he was just playing off of that.
Oh. Well, maybe put some context in there for Aaron. So he doesn't jump off a cliff tonight.
I just thought it was very funny.
I mean, he's not wrong. But it doesn't need to be said.
No, we need the podcast. Podcast. Look, I am going to get busy and I'm going to be here, but the point, it's a good anchor of a show. I talk about anchor shows a lot. It's a good thing for us to be here. We're going to have other comics, they're going to come in. It is our podcast together. It's not Nate's podcast. It's our 4 podcast. We're all the same,
I have a hard time calling people folks. I've never been but a lot of Nateland listeners come to my shows, and it's very good. I love, it's a great audience. That listens to
folks
this podcast.
Is just you gotta.
I know. I just have a hard time with the word. People told me, quit calling us Nateland listeners. We're folks. But I have a hard time.
Give them a nice hello, folks.
Yeah.
You say Nateland people.
Yeah, Nateland people, listeners, our friends.
Podcast subscribers.
Yeah.
Our friends.
It's our 3 podcasts. Dusty has his own group of people. What are the Dusty Nights?
Yeah. Folks, it's a hard word for me to say, first off. Yeah. It's a tough word for anyone.
Mm-hmm. It's a tough word.
Folks. It feels like the L shouldn't be in there.
Hello, folks. But you just do it like a, hello, folks.
Yeah.
Just
hello,
ignore
folks.
the L.
Let's go, folks.
Folks.
Yeah.
If you ignore the L, it's a little easier. Folks.
Yeah. There you go.
Hello, folks.
Yeah.
Maybe put it in there a little bit.
I would just imagine somebody who hasn't listened to the podcast in like 2 years, and they put on, they're still talking about
2 years, like 4 years.
Let's go,
Yeah.
and folks.
Yeah.
Like,
You said let's go, folks, on your Christmas special.
Y'all think I don't think about you.
Yeah.
I don't get,
Easter egg.
Did everybody get nice and a little credit for that?
Yeah, you're the only one that even liked that phrase.
Ben Ryder. I'm interested in how someone of Nate's size thinks about material that goes into his special. Like my physical size.
Got a big one over here.
He goes, you got a big boy. Nate, as you get bigger.
How's your brain
is
even
it going to
get blood
be
up there?
more fat stuff? Nate is obviously in rarefied air as someone who's been on SNL and had an arena tour and released a special on Netflix all in the same year. How does someone think about material that goes into special? People, it's all a journey. Again, I think there's a point I think you start trying to figure out kind of I just got to do what I think is right. I do worry. Somebody asked that. They're like, because you don't want to just be, am I getting laughs just because everybody's excited to be there and these jokes are not funny or these stories are not funny. I think about that a lot. It's in my head constantly. It's exhausting. You don't ever have to say it. Everything that you would think negative or say a person say negative, trust me, I've already thought about it 1,000. I'm the most scared of phoning it in and I don't want to do that. I'd rather be out before I would ever get to that point. But it is the way it's got to go now. I think it's just got to evolve. It's like, if you want jokes, it's like that's why the Tennessee Kid and the earlier stuff was jokes. That's where you learn how to write jokes. But as you grow and evolve and then become as a bigger act, and as stand-up is even becoming into but stand-up is as big as it's ever been in the history of stand-up. And so as you're seeing all this new kind of way, the point of it is like I look at myself as like it's a movie. You're watching. I'm just describing a movie, and so it's me in the movie, and this is the stuff I'm going through. And I'm talking about my family and whatever I've been going through, and you can relate to it on where you can relate to it. I don't know if the jokes are. It's not always the same kind of thing, but you're laughing. The last hour was completely different than the Tennessee Kid and all that stuff, but it was murdering on the road. And you're like, and it's almost like a song. It gets to like singing a little bit. And so that's what makes it, that's kind of what you're doing. is when you get up there for a while and then you're just kind of like, I'm just trying to make it be like we are just having a conversation. But if I can keep the laughs, boom, 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 keep going, that's when, it's like, that's the one thing that you're like, well, I can't, you guys are laughing all like constantly, and that's where the joke is, I guess. There's now my jokes are probably not, the whole thing's not a joke. The whole thing's a story. And then the jokes are the little, there's, a bunch of little jokes.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably how it looks now.
Yeah, people get too picky about stuff now.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Yeah,
I mean, or don't enjoy it. I don't care. I'm not saying, I didn't mean to say it like that. It doesn't matter. But I just hope, you want, like, this is the first, like, comedy's in a spot where it's like people are able to get to a level with stand-up only. That was not the case when we were first starting. It was like, but you had Gaffigan and Sebastian and Burr and Louis and where it was like Chappelle, I get, like he did the Chappelle show was the biggest thing. But so you had this where guys were just getting, it's kind of a newer thing where comics are becoming just stand-up comedy. I've never done anything besides stand-up comedy, besides like SNL and all that stuff. So you don't get it. And hopefully new comics starting out can see, we can become a real, we just got nominated put on the thing for Golden Globes, stand-up comedy. It was like, it's 2 years.
Yeah. All right.
It's been since 1940. And it just was 2 years ago, they acknowledged stand-up comedy as
exists.
It's its own thing.
Who won?
Ali Wong.
Wong.
Okay.
Yeah. Crazy.
Me presented the award.
Yeah. I presented the award. I was hosted.
Oh, yeah.
No, I presented the award. Me and Allie started together in New York. Kind of crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right. Cory Buckner. In the new special is Nate wearing a woman's jacket. I noticed the zipper pull is on the left. I'm pretty sure men's jacket always have a zipper pull on the right.
Michael Scott.
Michael.
I saw
Maybe.
this.
Yeah.
And somebody said, like, European designers, the zipper will be on the other
Oh,
side.
that's
I
a
think-
woman's jacket. You can tell
Huh?
the way it's cut.
It's not a woman's
Yeah.
jacket. You want it to be a woman's
I
jacket
do.
real bad.
I do.
I
It's a lot more
don't-
fun.
I
Than,
never would have noticed
I did
that.
see the comment.
Yeah.
And then
it's a lot more fun than European cut.
Well,
Is that true? Europeans do?
that's what I read
Backwards?
that. Yeah.
Like how they drive.
I wanted to be like Michael Scott when he was wearing a women's pantsuit.
Yeah.
I think it's a sharp look.
Thank you.
And
it was
also,
a great outfit.
who's
Amber.
who's Cory Buckner that he's the fashion police out here? Oh, women's zippers are on the other side. Are you? It's like
Yeah.
Corey's wearing a woman's jacket when he's writing this comment.
Yeah.
Don't pick on Corey. It's a good question.
Yeah. They.
I'm glad he asked it.
It is because I think it is a European jacket. I think some jackets are being made like that, and maybe it's the European jacket. Because I do remember
European.
a long time ago was the same kind of. I had a jacket that did the same kind of thing, and I thought the zipper's on the wrong side, and I asked, "Is it a woman's jacket?" And then that's what they told me.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not. It is a.
Why would women have the zipper on one side and men on the other?
They're not strong, and
Yeah, that side you zip with your right hand.
no,
Yeah.
you zip with your left. I'm joking. You zip with your left hand. They go because they need help to do it. So they put it on that side so the man can use his right hand to zip it because it's going to be hard. You unzip a woman in the back. A lot of them you do it in the front too
Yeah.
because they can't.
Not
can't
a
get
lot
down
of
there.
grip strength.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just science stuff.
Yeah.
Man. I don't make these stuff up.
Now, people have said the poster for that special, your face was AI generated. Have you
No,
heard that?
I haven't. Everybody wants everything to be
That
something
right there.
Yeah.
It looks like it's a little.
Oh, it looks
That's
like
shade.
has a little
That's
touched
shade.
up.
I think it's probably a little touched up.
Little.
Yeah. All right. I don't.
It's not
Yeah.
even you.
Yeah.
It's a bad AI.
That's not AI. I could see the jacket looks different. I don't think it's. why would
I don't think AI can do hands.
That's true. So yeah, it's just probably a little
Just the face.
touched up. It's a good, but it looks good. Look,
It does look
straight
good.
ahead, like a good picture.
You look rugged in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why it's not him.
I know. Well,
Jeez.
that's why they make it.
New year, new Brian.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
We live in a weird age where people are just able to just overanalyze everything that's happening all the time.
Yeah.
So
It's all
age.
that's I'm starting to get a little bit more of that. It was like it's funny, you can tell when you can kind of cross over into people start really talking to you like you're not a human.
Yeah.
And then they're just like and and I was thinking I could be more like you.
Right.
Yeah.
But nice stuff. At least Bates makes sure we see them in the comments.
Mm-hmm. Or if they're not in here, I'll bring it up myself.
Yeah. Hey, you won't believe what they're saying.
Yeah. I couldn't even bring this to the public.
Yeah. Did you read this?
Owen Bergstein, maybe. My family watched Nate's new special and it really managed to bring us together. Halfway through, my grandma, who loves to make weird comments in the middle of movies, declared, "So he has 2 prosthetic legs, doesn't he?" When we asked her what she meant, she calmly explained that she thought Nate's leg looked really skinny and assumed they were prosthetic. Yeah.
So this guy has 2 prosthetic legs.
Yeah.
Doesn't mention it once.
Yeah.
For an hour.
And you're wearing pants.
Yeah.
It's not like you're wearing tights.
No.
Oh.
My legs are skinny. It's because the top got too big. That's why. You can tell your grandmother it's because he
Just imagine that though.
got too
You assume because someone's legs are skinny that he has 2. He does stand-up comedy on 2 prosthetic legs. He travels the country doing 260 dates a year on prosthetic legs.
Mm-hmm.
And really booked it walking up to the stage, too.
Yeah.
It's kind of impressive.
Well, it's their grandmother. Cut her a little.
No.
No. You got to shut that
You guys
stuff
are taking
down.
everything so serious.
Yeah.
That's all. That's what I like to do. I like to attack the commenters.
I thought it was a
In
fun
defense
comment.
of other people on the podcast.
Yeah.
Nate Hammerback.
What?
Pretty good name.
That's what we're doing right
I was
now.
gonna say,
Yeah. I just rewatched the Krispy Kreme challenge video from a few years ago. The powdered donut holes record of 5 and 17 seconds was brought up, and Nate thought he could beat it. I was wondering if Nate will do this. Donut holes record of 5 and 17. Oh, and powdered in 17 seconds. I would try it.
You just talking about putting 5 in your mouth?
I don't think
you
you're
got to
allowed to
chew
do
them
it.
up.
Well,
Gotta swallow it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah, now I think I'm like, it's going to be hard to get them down.
Yeah.
It's
But
the powder.
You
it's
missed the
like,
moment.
there's a saltine cracker challenge that went around years and years ago where it sounds on paper, you're like, I could do that. But something about the dryness of it.
yeah,
You couldn't get that down.
yeah. Everybody in America.
I've matured, dude. You know what I mean? I'm not even going to bite on that. I know you're trying to get me roped in here to try to talk about this too, but no, I'm not going to take the bait.
Yeah, he'll do it.
I'll just do that on my own.
Yeah.
I'll do that off camera.
He goes, I do it on my own time.
Anytime
He goes,
there's a
I'm not trying to break records. I do it in 25 seconds.
I do it for the love of the game. Yeah.
anytime there's a record like that, you do got to think you probably can't
Something.
break it
Yeah.
because anybody reads that and they go, "Oh, I can do that."
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it.
Not with
Aaron.
that attitude.
You can't do it, Aaron.
Bet you can't do it. It's like the 4-minute mile.
I know I can't do that. Yeah.
Alex Garin.
Alexis.
Garin, man.
Maybe it's Alex is.
I bet
Gary.
that Alexis, you can't get an Alexis in your house.
Alexa.
You definitely, can you change the name on an Alexa? I think there's an option to.
Oh, really?
You can have it
Bob?
answer to a different name. I don't know the other name though. But if
Joe.
you're named Alexis, you can't have that. You can't be
Yeah.
talking to Alexa
Yeah.
in the house, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like, huh? Is it? Yeah. No. It goes,
The other one.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. To change, you can just change the name of your Alexa
To
device.
anything else?
Yeah, you can call it Alexa, Amazon, Echo, computer. You can't choose custom names
That's
apparently.
like all Elon Musk's family's name. He goes, it's all those
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
All his kids.
He goes, well, so I can't have an Alexa, I guess.
Yeah.
He goes, my computer told me I could have one.
I like the name computer. Keep it vague. Hey,
Yeah.
computer, equipment.
Yeah.
I like that name. Really talk down to it.
I like that. That's better than humanizing it with a human name. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alexis Guerin. On October 30th, I gave birth to my third baby. I was trying to find something for late night feedings that wasn't too stimulating, allowed me to easily fall back asleep. I'm happy to say your podcast is now my favorite listen while feeding the baby at 2 a.m. Your voices are all very soothing, and you talk about nothing, so it's perfect to fall back asleep to. Thanks for some great laughs. That's all we're trying to be, baby.
I've said that many times. I mean, because I do that a lot in hotels, especially if I'm at a True by Hilton and there's a lot of demons in there.
Yeah.
I need to fall asleep to something, not silence.
Mm-hmm.
And a good podcast like that where you're just talking, that's the way to go.
I'm doing the 3 a.m. feeds right now. So I've been watching Monk.
Oh,
Just
Monk.
put something on. It's about to go off Netflix.
What I got the whole DVD.
I'm watching through. Me too.
Yeah.
I'm watching through Monk right now, just during that 3 a.m. feed. So I get that.
Monk is one of the best shows ever.
It's really great.
I'm gonna send you a picture.
Okay.
Because you talked about hotels. For Dusty. Michael Clay. You know, I started comedy with.
Mm-hmm.
He was just he was wherever. And he just look at that. Took a picture of that.
Oh, the Fontaine Blue in Panama City Beach.
Well, let me pull it up before.
Yeah.
Don't show all my text messages.
It's just like sorry, next time. Book you next time. I'll read them. No new counts. What does negative mean on the ticket count? He goes, don't read into it. He goes, I think we're going to have a good, the show's in 1 hour, so I think we'll be all right.
The Fontaine Blue.
Fontaine Blue.
That's where my dad and my stepmom met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Panama City Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good hotel.
Yeah, I can tell.
It looks like
he said they didn't stay there, but he was driving by it all week. So
he messed up.
Is it in? Looks like it's a former Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Like abandoned building here. This is a functional hotel.
It's a hot spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like there's a nuclear blast not too far away.
See the ocean.
It's Chernobyl Beach.
Nuclear blast of fun up there. Yeah.
Where'd they meet, on the rooftop?
Well, they met in the lobby. I saw them meet.
The lobby? Where's the lobby?
Well, my dad was very slick.
Yeah, where's the lobby? The very small lobby?
Did you say you saw them meet?
More over to the right here.
Did you say you saw them meet?
Yeah. I was there. Me and my dad went down to Panama City with his friend and my friend.
It's like his fifth wife.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you were talking about your dad and your mom.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's very different.
Yeah, my dad and his fourth wife and current wife.
What do you mean, his dad and his mom?
That's why I was like, explain.
It's impossible. You were like, explain the impossibility of that. Go ahead, Dusty. Well, I, have been around this earth for a long time.
This is my dad was in the lobby, and my stepmom and this friend were down there. My dad goes, he found out, he heard what room they were in, and they were next to ours. And my dad was like, now we're gonna be staying right next to you, so don't be making a lot of noise. We need to get sleep. And then a little while later, after we got up to the room, those two women came and knocked on the door.
Wow.
And wanted to go for a walk with my dad and his friend.
Oh, wow.
Man.
And then they ended up locking us out of the hotel room for many hours.
Yeah.
It got a little cold at night, and we were stranded walking around the floors of the Fontaine Blue.
How old were you?
12 or 13.
Oh,
yeah.
Old enough, but still young enough to need to get back in.
Old enough to fend for yourself for a while.
A little while, yeah. We had some saltines or something.
Now, what happened to his friend and her friend?
I think they got together or whatever, but it didn't carry on.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Look at that.
And who were you with?
For a minute.
Well, I was with my friend Adam.
Oh, okay.
Me and him had we had a good time.
Yeah.
But still friends with Adam.
S. Murphy. I've always loved stand-up, but never venture into a comedy club because there's so much raunchy content. I didn't care for the Nateland. What? Okay. Because there's so much raunchy content I didn't care for. The Nateland network has changed everything. I now buy tickets to shows for a whole list of awesome comics. I can thank you enough for making this genre more accessible.
All right. S.
welcome.
Murphy.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
Thanks for coming to the shows.
All right.
It's very nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Smurfy.
Could you just name a kid one letter like that?
Sure.
I don't
Would
know.
they let you do that?
I don't know legally
I would think
if you
so.
could.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
JB?
That's right. Jonely Bonely.
Yeah.
You guys ever look up family history stuff?
Yeah, a little bit.
Somebody that listens to this podcast sent me some family history stuff. They sent me
of you?
yeah, I guess they heard me and Brian talking about my grandfather, and they looked him up, and they said their church is a big family history thing. So I looked at this link, and then I started looking at other relatives, and I'd never really gone down my grandmother's lineage, last name Tally, and I started going down it last night, and it would be my dad's great grandfather on his mom's side is named Samuel Richard Tally, and I named my son Samuel Richard.
Wow.
And I just thought that was cool.
That is cool.
It's like, several generations ago.
Yeah.
This guy, I read about him a little bit. There was a little bit in there. His dad and his 4 brothers were all killed in the Civil War, and he had, in 1865, he had to fight at 14 years old.
Golly.
14.
Just a 14, probably all of them were made to do it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. Should have been in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah. Man.
Was he did he have a drum, or did they really put him to work?
It said he was only involved in some small skirmishes,
Okay.
and then it was over.
Jeez.
But 14 years old.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out at the Fontaine Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy.
I think I'd rather be in the Civil War.
But I just found that, the Tallies are probably Irish.
Yeah.
And my wife, she did a DNA test, 99% Irish.
So y'all could be related.
So my kids, we could be, yeah.
Yeah.
My kids are very Irish, apparently.
Mm.
So
They don't
it's
feel
exciting.
that Irish to me.
Well, you don't spend a lot of time around
That's
them.
true.
They go. Big drinkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty,
what I mean.
pretty fiery tempers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
These kids.
Okay.
These kids are sweet, but they'll let you know when they're not happy.
Yeah.
My son is 1 year old, and we were trying to give him a banana the other day, and he was really mad. He took the banana, threw it on the floor.
Oh, that's awesome.
Kid loves bananas.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, they can have some tantrums. We already talked about it, but again, we all know most New Year's resolutions are hard to maintain. But AG1 is one of the easiest things you can do for your health.
Yep.
You can make this one habit you will actually stick with. My goal for the new year is just keep using my AG1. I'm off to a good start. Used it this weekend on the road. I've been drinking it daily for over a year now. AG1 is what will help you be ready to take on what 2025 has in store for you. That's why we're sponsored by AG1. I can feel the difference. You guys can see it in me, right?
Always. Yeah. There's
You got a glow about you.
My
A
energy,
real
my
glow.
confidence, it's here because of.
Thought you were pregnant. When you have a glow.
Oh, okay. That's why I'm taking AG1 to lose some of this belly fat.
no, it's not.
Digestive regularity, immune support, and even a healthy mood. It's so easy with just one scoop in the morning and put it in a smoothie or even just some water and drink that. I love the taste of it, and if I miss one, I feel off. That's why I take this travel pack with me when I'm on the road.
Yes.
So this new year, try AG1 for yourself. It's the perfect time to start a new healthy habit, and that's why we've been partnering with AG1 for so long. And AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up. You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, and 5 free travel packs in your first box. So make sure to check out drinkag1.com/Nate to get this offer. That's drinkag1.com/Nate to start your new year on a healthier note.
All right. We're to get into the Golden Globes. So yes, last night I was at the Golden Globes. I presented for Best Stand-Up Special. Ali Wong won. It was it is kind of crazy. Like Ali was me and her did start together. It is pretty surreal when you get up there and you're like, you just been around these people forever.
Denzel Washington. You're talking about just the celebrities?
No,
just the other
those.
comics.
But I'm saying even just career wise.
You know how Nate and Denzel are just hanging out all the time.
I go,
Like, what?
DW.
He's just like us, guys.
Yeah.
I go, I watch Glory. That's the only one of your movies I'm allowed to watch. And then so I wrote this. So I did a presentation. I wrote this. I had this story, and I was like, this was like I had to write it in a joke form because it had to be so quick. The parrot. This is a real story in South Dakota. I might have talked about it on here. I don't know.
Talking parrot at the show.
Yeah. It did not. It did not say you're not funny, and it did not say where. It would just squawk during, just randomly during the show. It was there for the 2 early shows. Late shows, he would put it to sleep in another room, and then that's when it made me ask him. I go, well, why would you not just do that in the early shows? And he goes, well, I like him in the early shows, and so you just knew you had to deal with.
So just throughout the show, just go squawk.
Oh, just yell. It's a bird that yell. Have you ever been around a parrot? Is loud.
A cockatiel, right?
Yeah, a cockatoo. Yeah.
They don't chill out. So you just don't know when he's going to do it, and so it's the worst kind of thing because there's no timing to it. It could be right as you're saying the last word of a punchline, and it's just, and you're just like, it was, it was. So I was a little nervous doing this joke. I read, I ran it this weekend at Brea up top because it was like you're making a parrot's noise. I'm not, it's like doing a little something that I'm not super comfortable doing. But I was pretty nervous before I walked out of that. That's one that, they ask you to get nervous. As I'm walking out, I'm pretty nervous. I wiped my hands off. They had Kleenex in the back. And I wiped my hands off because they were feeling like kind of sweaty right before I went. Because you're just, you're like, golly, if you bomb in this room or, it's just going to be whatever. The whole experience of the Globes, it's awesome, man. I mean, it's, you see this stuff on TV, dude. It's like crazy and it's the best. Me and Laura went. Laura looked beautiful. And so we, you did like some red carpet and you did that. And
you did the legit, like walking down a red carpet. And pictures
I did. We did not at the first because the line was so long and they were only doing the presenters. It's funny. You just see everybody in line. So you see like Harrison Ford, Ted Danson, Jason Segel. Yeah. They're all just in a line, like waiting to go through that red carpet. Cause it's like, now you go. It's not like anybody just gets to just go.
Oh, it's not just you walk through when you show up.
You walk through, you walk down. The whole red carpet's a whole red carpet. So you're walking down the red carpet, and there's people. There's some fans. There's people taking pictures, and you're just in the middle, and people are talking. You're waving. You don't. I did like a quick little interview with the Today Show. That was about it. I don't. They'll tell you have a publicist that kind of tells you like, you can do interviews or don't, or he's like, don't worry about interviews here and just kind of keep going. But today's show, I'm going back to, I'm doing the show with Willie Geist in January. And then I just did the Today Show and they've been very nice. So I was like, said what's up to them and then talked to them for a second. But it was, the night got started. It got started. So we start walking down the red carpet. I'm going to say all this stuff. I mean, this will be names. I'm not trying to, everybody, but
the whole point of this is
the point of it.
Yeah. But you're telling it like a fan, not as a colleague.
Yeah. So we're
but
walking.
Tell it like a colleague. Be like, these are my friends.
Yeah. These are my peers. Yeah. I go, oh,
Harrison.
I go,
don't run in those circles anymore.
I go, Harris. Harris, how's it going?
Yeah.
4D.
Yeah.
The Red Hulk.
He goes, what are you doing? I go, Harris, what are you doing? He goes, what house you at now? He goes, I'm in between the 12 houses. I go, that's cool, man. I did see him at an after party, and he came out and got mobbed.
Oh, yeah.
Like with people wanting pictures and autographs. Like when I came out, I get pictures and I sign autographs. But I mean, it was like insane. And I mean, he's old, man. He's old. Like when you see him, he even when he was up there and talking, he's old.
Yeah, when you're Indiana Jones and Han Solo, that's pretty.
Two of the most iconic movie characters ever.
Yeah. So
now he's
fugitive,
and now he's the Red Hulk. Do you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
What?
I don't even know what that is.
There's a new Marvel movie, a new Captain America coming out in a couple weeks, and Harrison Ford's the Red Hulk.
He's just like the voiceover of it.
No, he's in the movie. He becomes a Red Hulk.
Why is it's CGI though? So
why is there another Hulk?
Yeah. Huh? Why is there? I don't know.
I think there was in the comics.
There was
a Red Hulk.
Yeah. There's all kinds.
He's real angry.
That's the only other.
He's being White Batman next year.
Yeah. That's That's what. A Red Hulk, and then you just got to go like
an 80-something-year-old dude playing.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to be the Red Hulk? It's because they make the movies so that's because they're making the movies. It's costing $50 billion to make that movie. So they got to be like, we got Harrison Ford's in it. Walmart's playing one part. They just need anybody and everybody. Amazon, we got Alexa. Alexa's going to be most voices. We got to try to make our money back on this. So we're walking down, and you're seeing everybody. I'm walking in, Angelina Jolie. Right next to me.
Wow.
So this started it off. So it's me, Laura, my manager, and my publicist. And then so we're walking down, and then she like kind of is walking. She looks over, and and we kind of, and I was like, "Hi." I go, "I'm a comedian, and I'm Nate." She goes, "I know you. You're my favorite comedian."
Whoa.
Yeah. So we started off. I mean, so I got a little pep in my step. Now I'm like, Glenn Powell doesn't stand a chance. I'm going to walk up to him and be like, Glenn boy, Glenny. I go, if Ange knows me. Ange knows me, Glenn. So she was very cool and very, like it was, she was there with her, one of her daughters, Zara, I believe, and her daughter was very nice too, and they were just very, it was like crazy. It was like crazy. Like you're just like, oh, and so you kind of like thank you, and you have like a nice little moment for a second, and then she kind of went on, and then I go through that. This is all at the beginning. So then I go through there, and then when I get there, I'm making a turn. And I get tapped, and Jake Gyllenhaal. So I swear, and he goes, he's like, "What?" He goes, "I love your stuff," And I'm like, "Oh, thanks, man." I go, "I loved Roadhouse." That's what I said to him.
Yeah.
I go, "I loved Roadhouse." I go, "It was so much fun." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Thanks, man." I mean, he's nominated for something. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, "I loved Roadhouse, man." I go, "That was super fun. I love fun stuff." This is exactly what I said to him.
Yeah.
I go, "How was Conor McGregor?" He goes, "He's Conor." He's like, "Yeah," but he was very, very.
Did Roadhouse not do well? And that
no, it did great.
Oh,
okay.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
On Amazon?
Okay.
Yeah, it did great. If you say it's a bad movie, then there's no point of you watching the movie. Like it's not.
I just wonder why he would have that reaction to you when you say, "I love Roadhouse."
No, he did. He had a nice reaction, but I'm just saying, out of all the stuff, he's a legit, real, crazy actor, and just to be like, "I love your Fritos commercial." Yeah, he's like, "Well, I've done."
I love Bubble Boy.
Yeah,
which is what I love.
It's presumed I would have said maybe even the thing he was nominated.
Yeah, that's presumed innocent. That show that.
Yes, that's what everybody else there is doing, and I'm just walking in like Roadhouse. I watch it. It's just Roadhouse is just it's just a crazy.
What's the cowboy movie?
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah. That would have been a different one to say.
That would have been a different one to say.
Love Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
My guy.
Yeah.
Watch it nightly.
Yeah.
Can't quit it.
It's a good reference.
So then now we're kind of thick of it. Yeah, Jake, he was super cool. And then now we're in kind of the thick of it. and then we're going in. Glenn Powell, I did. Glenn Powell did the waste management. I did not meet him then.
It's a golf tournament.
The golf tournament that I did a couple years ago. But yeah, then came into Glenn Powell. I'm a big fan of Glenn Powell. I think Glenn Powell, he lives in Austin, Texas. I think he's doing a lot of what I want to do for Nateland. Like the stuff that he's making is a lot of Twister, and it's very fun movies. And so we talked for a second, and it was fun. He had his parents with him. And then I'm trying to think. So then I go in, and I think that after Glenn Powell, it's like kind of we're trying to go to the red carpet, go around. I'm trying to think if I saw anybody else there. So then we go into then we're into the show. And so I'm sitting there watching the show. And so you're like, now we're watching the show, and you're
Do you have assigned seats, I assume?
Yes. Yeah. So I went and did the run. I did my rehearsal the day Saturday. So you go in and just kind of do your thing, and then you see we had a seat. Our seats were Laura was on camera out here. This is the video. You got the
on Twitter? Yeah.
So look at this. Can you expand it?
Yeah.
So this is Timothy Chalamet and Jake Gyllenhaal. Then look at me in the back. You see my hands shaking my jacket out because I'm hot like a fat idiot. I mean, my goodness. If you couldn't look more like just, like I'm at a carnival ride.
Timothy Chalamet looks nice and cool.
Yeah.
Everybody, no one does that because they just go, yeah, you sweat it out and just be normal. You don't air yourself out. And so we were sitting right next to them. And it's just so ridiculous.
Yeah, so that close to kind of the main.
The thick of it, dude.
Yeah.
We're in the thick of it. We were with Abbott Elementary. Everybody,
okay.
Yeah, they lost.
That was who was at your table?
Yeah. Everybody at the table was Abbott Elementary and me and Laura.
I was trying to figure out who else was at your table.
Yeah, and they were nominated, and then they were all very cool. And
Janelle's great.
Yeah, Janelle James.
Yeah.
Did you know her from stand-up?
Yeah. And so everybody was like fun. The guy that was the producer, I guess, was kind of next to me, and he goes, it's embarrassing. Like it's just like I've been doing good this past week. We're serious about losing some weight. You can't be waving your jacket wide open in front of Kylie Jenner and kind of like she's worth $40 billion. She is Hollywood.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's getting hot back here, boy. It was so hot in that room. So Timothy Chalamet went up to him. He knew me, said hi. I just told him, I go, you were great on College Game Day.
Oh yeah, he was unbelievable.
Awesome. He was unbelievable College Game Day. He goes, I love it. And
he was just at Vanderbilt.
Oh really?
The day before College
Oh
Game Day.
yeah. So with Abbott Elementary, they lose their thing, and then they're all there, and they do a cheers, and they're doing a cheers for each other, right? To Abbott Elementary, and then I'm there, and I'm thinking like, oh, am I, so I hold it up, and when I hold up to cheers, I cheers the guy, and as I touch his glass, he goes, well, it's for everybody at Abbott Elementary, and then I go, I just jumped in on their cheers. He didn't want me a part of it.
That's so weird that he would be like that towards you about it.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm just at your table.
I'm at your table. You guys lost.
I'm cheersing to you.
Yeah, I was like, what do you want me to do? Be like,
I'll be like, oh, you guys lost.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in on this.
Oh, while you guys cheers, me and my wife are going to turn her back to the table.
Yeah.
He didn't. It wasn't me. It was like kind of just awkward, like
to your friend Nick Bargatze.
Like I was like, cheer. Like I was going to be loud about it and go cheers.
Yeah.
I was just trying to go with what was going on at the table.
And you're not a big cheers guy. You've talked about that before. You don't like doing a toast.
I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of it. But I mean,
who won that thing? Who beat them?
Hacks.
Yeah.
Edward Norton was right in front of us. Did not talk to him.
He seems scary.
I hear Edward Norton's are like real hard to work with. That's just gossip.
Unbelievable actor.
That's gossip out there. That's why gossip. They say he was replaced as the Incredible Hulk by Mark Ruffalo. Because he's too hard to work with.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And so
he could be the Red Hulk.
Yeah. Apparently, it's always like you kind of think when people are hard to work with, because you hear that and then you know, I'm always like, how could you be hard? I'm trying to think. I haven't really seen it. I mean, I guess I've seen some that are. It's like just a little difficult. They're always going to be late. They're always going to be. It just feels like you're on their time.
Like there are some stand-ups that are nightmares.
Yeah.
It's
just
some
hard.
People
give a couple of names.
Like who?
We'll talk about it off air.
Yeah, they just show up when they show up. So we're sitting there, we're at the table. We got a great seat. I mean, when I went back to, they come grab you before you go present. And so you go in the back and, it was very hot in there. And then, so you go in the back and then, I was like seeing the TV and that's when I realized like, cause Laura is sitting there when it gone and I'm like, I see Laura like a few times. And I'm like, so I came back. I was like, you're on TV a lot. They had, I mean, the seat was like, we're just up against that rail on that second row. So you're just seeing.
We spotted you immediately.
Yeah.
You're in white. She's in red. Ruth was like, is that Nate and Laura?
Yeah. Laura looked really great. And it was fun. So then it's the cool thing about the Golden Globes is like, it is relaxing. So you're in this room with all these crazy people. Now, the fun little story about it, I can tell you this one little story about it. So this is at the Beverly Hilton Hotel. So something that was cool for me, when I remember first going out to LA, you always wanted to have to go to LA, you know, like you hear comics just go like, I got to go out to LA for stuff.
Got some meetings out
there.
Yeah,
and you're always
Hollywood's calling, baby.
And I mean, that's all I wanted was to like have be like, I got to go to LA for this thing. Because everybody would say it like that. They go, pilot season.
Yeah.
You ever hear that? Like pilot season?
Sure.
Man, but they're like, I'm going out to LA for 2 months for pilot season. I was like, I never got to go to pilot season. They would be gone for 2 months. It's like during the coldest time of the year in New York. We're just staying there doing spots. And then all your other friends are just doing 40 auditions for every pilot. And then I'm just back, So you always wanted a reason. So then when I used to go out, I'd stay at Nick's house a lot. Mainly for years, I would stay with Nick, no Vicky. Before he was married and even after he was married. And then I was able to finally I could go and like kind of stay at a hotel if I went out there not too long ago. But I remember the Beverly Hilton, I would always look, and this is 10 years ago. So it wasn't like too crazy. It was like maybe, I forget what it was, $200 a night or something like that. Like, I don't think too insane back then. But I was like, man, if I can get to where I can just stay in that hotel, because it's like, that's a famous hotel. It's like in Beverly Hills. It's like, you're just kind of like, I don't know. My brain can only think about I would stay in Times Square in New York. Like that's just how I, and so, I remember I went and stayed at the Beverly Hilton a lot. I finally got to where I was staying at the Beverly Hilton. It was before they have a Waldorf Astoria right across the street from it. And it wasn't even built yet. And so I finally got to the point where I stayed at the Beverly Hilton. And so it was always kind of a special thing because it was the first little kind of goal nugget, kind of cool thing that I just kind of had for myself. That you're not trying to brag about or anything, but in my head I go, if I can just get it where I could go and afford to stay there. And Laura's not like, where are you staying? And everybody, And so to be back there for this was pretty wild. And I mean, I'm walking by where I checked. I mean, I walked in a hotel a lot. And, I walked to where I check in and I walked into, it was like, it was pretty surreal. I was telling Travis, who works with me, and that we grew up with together, because Travis always come out and hang with me. I remember in that hotel is when I told him, I was like, I go, if I can ever get big, I was like, I'll hire you to do something. Yeah. And like, so it's like, there's a lot of stuff that was just pretty special to then be in there presenting.
Yeah, it's a cool full circle moment.
It's a cool full circle moment. So you're going up and you're seeing everybody. It's everybody. I talked to everybody. I'll send you this. I'll send you this picture. This is someone who I met. I will airdrop it to Aaron.
Oh yeah.
Name drop it, you mean? Oh, airdrop it.
Well, don't say that because that makes me feel bad. I told you it was going to be. I apologize for it. I don't see your thing, Aaron. Airdrop. Now I see it.
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie thing. Very cool, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool.
It's unbelievable.
Very cool.
That's unbelievable.
I was a
Here you go.
big Tomb Raider fan.
Oh yeah, Laura Croft.
Salt? Did you mention Salt to her?
Here's my boy.
Oh,
Rock.
all right.
Which one's The Rock?
The Rock was, he's wonderful.
Tough to get a ring over your whole finger when you're The Rock.
Yeah.
I bet I
It
was
was
saying as I was watching this, I bet when you meet him, you're like, I get it.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I went up. So look, I will be honest with you. I got a little confidence when Angelina Jolie
Yeah,
said it. That I go, I might be able to walk up to some of these
I might be the
people.
most popular guy
Yeah,
at the Golden Globes.
I was
They're
like,
lucky to have me.
yeah, I'm like, all right, let me see. And so luckily he was at the table with Ted Sarandos, who owns Netflix, and I know Ted from Netflix. So I was like, I was like, all right, I have a backup to be if he's like, I'm like, really cool to meet you. I always think like, I'll just go up and say, really cool to meet you, a fan of what you're doing. And then if I don't feel anything, then I just can leave and go Ted, and then have a plan so you're not just stuck. An out.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I saw a little moment. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go do it, right? And then when I went up to him, and then he knew me, was wonderful.
He's a big stand-up fan, right?
Yeah. And then was a big. He went to McGavick and Glencliff. Here we talked about. I go, McGavick talks about you all the time here in Nashville, because
He went there?
Yeah, he went to McGavick. He
didn't graduate from there. But
No.
he did go there for a short
He
time.
went to
I didn't know
Glencliff
that.
and McGavick, and he went here, and then he would wrestle at the Nashville Fairgrounds.
Okay.
And so, but he was wonderful, dude. I've talked about him being everywhere.
Yeah.
I think he's done. I think it doesn't feel like it as much anymore now. But you get like, I will tell you from what the moments I talked to him, I was asking him, look, honestly, a lot of stuff about what I want to do with Nateland was a big, like, I was like, I really want to talk to someone like that's built it to be like what he's building. And he would talk to you all day.
What did you call him?
I called him Dwayne when I first went up.
Okay, yeah.
And then, and now
As it went on, you were like, The Rock.
I go, The Rock.
Yeah.
I go, do you
He's like,
smell?
It doesn't matter. What you think.
It doesn't matter what you see. I can show you one other, it's of him, but it was the moment, because I talked to him when I was at the,
Who took this, Laura?
his daughter,
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. You see it, that's what he's shaking. And then, so that's Nikki. So we went in to Nikki's green room afterwards, right? We being friends with Nikki, know Nikki and stuff. So, and then he came in on his own. Like, so everybody's gone.
He needed some help buttoning his shirt.
Yeah. But like, it was like, that was like the nice, no one, I did not see anybody else come back there.
Just to like tell her you did a great job.
He goes, they walk in, they go, Dwayne Johnson would like to just say, and he walked in and said, you did great. This is impossible. And you bet, like, just told her how great she was and how great, because I just want to let you know that. And blah. Like, I mean, he goes out, he has to go out a back way because it's like, he's too big. Like and so that's like, seeing that was like, to even go, like, to think about, he said up front, he's going to get made fun of. He didn't win anything.
Yeah.
But he brought his daughter and they went back there and he said, and he just, it was after 2. It wasn't like immediate. And it was very, very cool. And when you meet him, because you see him in videos and all this and meeting fans and stuff like that, I think he's that guy, dude. If you see him meet with people and be nice, and he's a very nice person. Yeah. And he's a person that, came up in the WWE, loves, the stuff he makes is for everybody.
When I did Jimmy Kimmel in 2018, he was on there pitching Jumanji. And we were in the same room together, and I really wanted to go talk to him, but I was so nervous. I had never done late night, so I didn't. And I do regret not going over and just saying hey, because I was a huge fan.
Yeah, I was too. I mean, it was, and it's funny knowing now he would have been the most like he's the best. He's just a super nice person.
Yeah.
And
it would really change your career if you had just talked to him.
I mean, know. Dude, honestly, I do regret at least not saying hey.
Funny?
This would be Dusty Land right now.
yeah. He would have honestly probably stayed in touch with you and followed your career.
Yeah. I know. So I mean, I already regret it, but I appreciate you guys piling it on.
He has big plans. He goes, what's that long-haired woman on your podcast? I go, so, but yeah, he was he was awesome, dude. And then so it's nice to a lot of stuff with Hollywood, a lot of, it's like, look, everything's awesome. And you see the Golden Globes and, stuff's nominated for everything. It's like a lot of the cool stuff wins and all this. And you don't know what, it's like not, a lot of people don't see these movies or shows and, award shows, that's been a big thing. But when I met him, you're like, you do feel like you're like, oh, you got a guy on. There's a lot of people, I think, kind of like-minded. Glenn Powell, like people that do think about entertainment to be entertainment and to be what it's supposed to be. Not everybody makes mistakes and everybody does stuff wrong, but it's nice to kind of be like, all right, like I don't, you don't feel like you're the only one. Mm-hmm. Not that I'm not these guys, but so it was great. Then we went. Then you went to the after party. Netflix after party. Kevin Bacon came up to me.
Really?
Yeah. He goes, he was like, he's like, I'm a fan, very nice, all that stuff. And he goes, yeah, I'll come. I want to come see you when you're in New York. And I was like, oh yeah, man. He goes, what do you do when you go to New York? Like the Beacon? And I had and then I go, well, I'm Madison Square Garden. I'll be there. And he goes, Madison Square Garden. And I was like, I'm like apologizing. I'm sorry. I did. You really feel bad, like, whereas no one knows the stand-up. They're just the Beacon's like where Jerry Seinfeld goes. So they're like
huge.
They don't think of it.
What are you, middle it at Caroline's?
Yeah. He goes, come check you out.
It is funny to humbly be able to say Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. To be, I was like, I said, I'm sorry. I don't
know how to tell you this.
Not, I don't. It's
what venue are you doing? The venue.
The venue.
Like the venue.
The venue. So yeah.
You're like, well, this time around, I've been to the Beacon, but this time around, I'm going to do a little spot called Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. You do feel stupid saying it, and you're like, I'm sorry. I said right after, I'm sorry.
Listen,
I'm sorry.
I'm no footloose here, but
yeah. So I'm trying to think. Those were the kind of cool. I'm trying to just tell you the fun, cool stuff that I think people want to hear. I'm not trying to,
You have any awkward moments with people? I'm just. I would have said, I don't know. If I'd have met Kevin Bacon, I loved Few Good Men, and then I would have nothing else to say.
Trimmers.
Sure.
Footloose.
I had no. The one was.
What do you think he's most known for?
In the Weber household, A Few Good Men.
I think Footloose.
I would say Footloose.
I'm joking because he's like the fourth lead in that movie.
Yeah, he's great in it.
He's great in everything. Kevin Bacon.
Cuba Gooding Jr.'s in that.
Him. Right here. Data, right from the Goonies?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He came up.
Oscar winner.
Yeah.
Oh, also in Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It wasn't Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And Everything Everywhere All at Once, he won the Oscar for.
Yeah.
And he came up and said he was a big fan of you. Right?
Came up and said yes, and was saying that.
He looks emotional taking the picture. He's so
excited. The only reason I took a picture, he came up and asked to take a picture, and then I was like, well, I mean, I guess I should take one too.
Yeah.
And then so we did, but was very, very nice and complimentary, and came over, and it was pretty crazy. So
That's
that was
amazing.
it was the whole thing was Laura had fun. It's like, you see the stuff on TV. It's like pretty cool, man. Pretty fun, and those were that's kind of the highlights. of it all. That my little thing I wrote about the parrot was, got a laugh, got some laughs, got in and out, nothing crazy. And just
the great thing about yours is I thought Nikki did great off the top, and then they start doing two actors really tight on the camera off to the side.
Yeah.
And a lot of it just, they were going too long. They just weren't hitting.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you came out, you're straight forward on the stage by yourself. It's a little bit wider. It looks more like a stand-up.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they decide who did what, but yours seemed to really hit.
Because I write my own. That's the thing with comics. I mean, I don't always write everything. I mean, this one I wrote on my own. I had this story, and I was like, all right, I'll try to do a story. And I kind of wrote it out. And then Vecchione, after we taped Vecchione's special, Vecchione came to my house. And next day, me and him just kind of went through it. We had a funny thing with it, the long version of the story. I think I have right here that I liked. And then, if do I have it? Did you send it? I sent it to Bates too. Because I changed it. This. Where I was like, I love stand-up comedy. I did the whole thing. I go, I, for one, remember doing a show in South Dakota when I first got started on the road to a small group of people and a parrot. The parrot was in the back, would not show up in the show. I asked the only other employee in the room, a dog, to do something, but he just let it happen. So that was one that was a line that I liked.
Yeah.
That I
had to cut for time.
Yeah, and then it was like we were talking about I think the dog confused. You know what's funny? I read it to Harper, and then Harper was like, "Well, what's the dog?" And I was like, "The dog's just for the little time I have. The dog kind of confuses."
I read it to Ruth, and she didn't get it.
Yeah, the dog.
Yeah.
And so, so then I was like, "All right." Well, then I was like, but that was one. That was one that I liked.
I think the men would have gotten it, but apparently all these women don't get the joke.
That
was a joke.
That was it. But it was fun.
Sure it was.
It was the best.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, kind of different but similar. Kind of today.
Someone that was never at the Golden Globes.
But a huge entertainer like yourself, Elvis.
All right.
Yeah, never at the Golden Globes.
I don't think we can
So,
call
not as
this
big as you then.
episode Elvis, though.
Well, we're not done yet, Dusty.
Yeah.
It's gonna be about Golden Globes and some Elvis stuff.
Yeah.
No, we're going to do
And
another
then
hour.
we'll bring up Elvis.
Yeah.
Decide
like
at the end of the podcast what we call it.
Is it?
We're having a good time.
We're just getting going.
Now, a documentary about Elvis won a Golden Globe.
Do we?
Big Elvis fan, by the way. I was listening to him in the car on the way.
Yeah, shut up.
Well,
It's on repeat.
I want to give a shout out to Brian Smith, who wrote in and said, "You guys have been talking about Elvis a lot. Won't you do a whole episode on the King?" And then I looked, and today, Wednesday, January 8th, is Elvis's 90th birthday.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Can we fill Nate in on Aaron's take on
Aaron
Elvis?
hates Elvis, and Dusty does too.
No, that's not really what I said. I said, as big as he is and as much of a cultural icon as he is, I don't think anybody cares about his music now.
Like no one's ever okay.
Nobody's in the car and goes, "Yeah, put on some Elvis."
What do you want to listen to? I don't know. How about some Elvis?
Whereas, I don't know, the Beatles, Rolling Stones, like the music, people still care about it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody cares about Elvis's music.
Because there is a thing that you're either an Elvis guy or a Beatles guy, but it seems like all the
When
Elvis
was
people
that
are
a
gone. I feel like
conversation?
was a thing at some point.
Yeah, For
I think
1
they
year in
do.
the
I think
60s.
there's Elvis Channel on Sirius. People play Elvis Christmas.
Well, the Christmas was the exception we talked about.
And then, but I think I watched that one performance of him in that South Dakota. What's the one song? I mean, that's the best thing you've ever
Where he's
seen.
sweating
ever.
real bad and everything.
Yeah. I mean, he's about to die.
Oh, when he did My Way.
My Way. And
Yeah.
I use it as I show it. We were show it so before we go on stage and have it playing that concert.
But
just to remind yourself, no matter where you're at, that guy was in South Dakota. He died 2 weeks later, and he went out there and did a show for the people as if he was in New York City, and he was in Rapid City, South Dakota.
Right.
Anybody that could phone it in at a point was that guy when he's that big and he's,
But this is my whole point. The thing is him.
Yeah.
He's the
absolute legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
his music, you're never been in the car with anyone, I would say, and they go, "What do you want to listen to? How about some Elvis?"
no.
Yeah. I don't think maybe there's people not on mine, but I think his music's great. I mean, I think people
more my age
didn't
do.
Yeah. I think they do too. I think you don't.
I never hear his music talked about in that way.
Who are you talking to about Elvis?
Nobody.
That's the point. Yeah.
I know because but you would never be.
When I listen to,
it just wouldn't be in your world.
I listen to some music from
your parents
that era.
Yeah. Well, no, Elvis was for the people, man. Y'all were the working class, not the Webbers. Yeah, of course you didn't like Elvis. He goes, "Why would you?"
Bach.
He goes, "Yeah." You know, Elvis.
You listen to Bach.
Yeah. He goes, you liked music that didn't have words. You thought Elvis, he's too wordy.
Let's put on some Bach.
I didn't like the way he danced. Tasteless.
Despite being dead for over 40 years, Elvis still sells about 1 million albums each year.
It's all Christmas albums.
Second most paid deceased celebrity.
Who's first?
Madonna?
Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Really? Madonna's got to be up there.
She's alive.
Oh,
oh, wow.
Well,
yeah.
Depends on who you ask.
I think.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to
explain that.
Yeah.
He was the biggest, most famous person in the world at one point.
Yeah, it's still the most famous. Just one name, Elvis. I mean, still that famous.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with all that.
Yeah.
I think people like his music, and I think they listen to his music. I know what you mean. The idea that
you think more people listen to the Beatles than Elvis?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think it's even close.
As far as record sales, it's Beatles 1, and then it was him 2. But I think Michael Jackson passed him. I think he's 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he sold that many?
Yeah. So someone
but when? He sold it all in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, just one. He sold them in one day. It was one day he sold that many, and then everybody moved on. You know, he was kind of a, what do they call it? A flash in the pan. In the pan. Yeah. Yeah. He makes $1 million. Yeah, he has a better career than you right now.
But I still...
None of that's in dispute.
I still agree with the premise.
Yeah.
That in the car, somebody will put on Michael Jackson, someone will put on the Beatles, someone will put on... I don't know. I don't even think anybody's listening to Madonna either, but...
I think the age group would maybe be that would listen to Elvis is probably not the same, where Michael Jackson was younger and kind of like was more in pop.
Yeah.
And so you
the
heard
king
him...
of pop.
Yeah, so you heard him...
But Elvis is the king of rock and roll.
Yeah. But it's like rock and roll is kind of, you know... I mean, how many
don't
people...
make fun of him, though.
Yeah.
I can't stand for that.
Yeah.
Well, you
don't like him as a musician.
Yeah, I can't stand for that.
That song
I don't think the music's good at all.
Yeah.
But
that's the worst version.
Yeah,
I mean, Hound Dog's probably the worst song.
That's his most popular song. You don't get to take away your most popular song.
It's a great song.
What was wrong with it?
It's a great song.
It's fine. It just aged. It sounds so
I think
hokey.
he's singing about you.
That's why he's singing.
Ain't nothing but a hound dog crying all the time.
But if something ages...
That's my whole point is that
you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine.
Now Elvis is all about the phenomenon of who he was as a person.
Yeah.
Not about his music didn't age through the years well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I think
it's
the opposite, though. I think it skewed you because he is such a phenomenon that you think of him more as a comical
I think you're
joke.
young and you watched the movie and you didn't like the movie, so you just go, the guy was not that great. And that's what I would imagine. Because your young age, y'all imagine there was no world before you.
That's right.
And you go, good, get over this Elvis guy. Because back when he was doing all this stuff and he does those songs and they're the biggest thing in the world, I mean, it's like, you know, does every Beatles song transcend into the time? Like, does every...
ton of them do, yeah.
Yeah. You guys, I don't know. I think people leave. You listen to fun country stuff. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, planes.
I was
two airplanes.
Totally on board with you until you started making fun of Elvis's singing. And you lost me.
He just got a funny
You're one
voice.
guy on the
He's got
thing.
a funny voice.
It's a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
What's the song that he's? It's unbelievable.
I mean, he has a million songs.
Yeah, but the one, the famous one where he's.
Are you lonely tonight?
Love Me Tender.
Love, yeah, yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, we're having trouble naming
What's the
4
do
to
the
5
sound-
songs from him.
Can you? I don't know if we can play.
I can
it,
play
right?
Well, just
5
look up-
seconds of it.
Look up his top songs.
South Dakota.
Let's go to Spotify. Let's look at the hard data.
No, go to the YouTube of South Dakota where he's.
Hey, I've seen that. That almost proves my point that it's more. Yeah, I can't help falling in love. I mean, that's a good one.
It's a billion plays.
Burning Love.
Yeah.
I guess that's not that good.
Is that 48?
And then let's go to one of his lower plays.
48?
198 million. Let's do that one. Maybe that's the one.
Is that 48 million monthly listeners?
Yeah. Well, that's
48 million monthly listeners.
47 million of those is the 25 days
Is
of
that
Christmas.
1 billion? I can't help falling in love.
Yeah, that's what we were
1
just talking about.
billion?
1
Yeah, that's
billion.
a good song.
So, all right. So
That's a good song.
Go to Beatles.
Okay.
48 million monthly listeners. It's been dead for 130 years.
33 million.
33 million. Look at that. You're Spotify. The Beatles are barely even a band. There goes. He goes there. What? Are you out of your mind? You're crazy. Your whole system's falling apart. Spotify is your life. This is all you know.
I can't believe Here Comes the Sun, though, has that
know.
many.
It has 1.5 billion.
That's not the song that I would think.
I wouldn't have thought of that either.
Look at that, dude. Wow.
Oh man,
Elvis
that
is.
sticks. I hate
Wow.
that happened.
I think the thing you
What
don't
about
realize,
Michael Jackson?
you know what
Let's
the
see where
problem
he's
is?
at.
A lot more Asian people than you think, and they love Elvis.
Yeah,
Don't they? Yeah.
that's true.
They love Elvis.
Let's
Michael
dig into
Jackson,
the American numbers.
45?
Michael Jackson's
45 minutes. Let me know when you find one that gets to your boy Elvis.
Yeah.
Can you beat someone? Taylor Swift.
96 million.
Ah, barely. Barely.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
2.7 billion on Cruel Summer.
That is the saddest.
Yeah.
But she's alive.
She's
still
alive
doing stuff.
in her peak.
That's the
in her
saddest.
prime. Not her peak. I don't say peak, but in her, like, you know.
Madonna's 39 million.
Yeah. Unreal, dude.
Still more than the Beatles.
Yeah. Eagles.
36, more than
Wow.
the Beatles. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, man. That's how. I mean, talk about that. That
Look,
was
man,
that,
I wish I'd have looked up some of the numbers
Hit
before I got into
Metallica.
this
that
with you.
is
Hit
one of
Metallica
the.
just for
Metallica, I'm
just
guessing
for the
19
sake.
million.
Just for the sake of it.
26 million.
That's might be one. It could be a highlight of the podcast. The people.
Oh man.
You know, Aaron. Aaron doesn't get shut down
Wow.
much.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Too bad I make the clips.
Yeah. He goes, yeah. Well, this is for the people that are watching the whole thing. But I mean, getting, oh, yeah.
That is something.
And he got, and at the peak of his career, he got drafted into the army and went and had to serve.
And then he stopped to make a bunch of movies for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, that's the point. See, you keep talking about who he is as
A
a person.
renaissance
Well, I'm just
man.
talking about how amazing that would be. That's like Taylor Swift gets drafted now and
When
has
he
to
fought in Iraq.
go spend
Yeah,
3 years
yeah,
overseas.
And she goes, where was that? She took some time off. That was in Afghanistan. And she was in Ramadi.
The numbers, though, really were shocking to see that. I mean,
That was
yeah.
bizarre.
Because my argument is, I agree with you that people are not like, put some Elvis on. But when you see that 48 million people a month are listening, that's
Ed Sheeran's
Sheeran
at
gets
90 million.
90 million?
Drake's at 73 million. My suspicion is
Suspicious Minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caught in a trap.
Is that these are fake numbers?
no. I think a lot of this is skewed to Christmas.
The most one is not Christmas. A billion of it is Christmas. Is not Christmas. You know how much a billion is?
Do
It's
see
the
more and see what else
most.
he has.
Jailhouse Rock.
Can you do the see more
Oh,
and
yeah, the song
see what other
stinks.
songs he has?
Jailhouse Rock is a hit.
Where do you mean Seymour?
Under number 5 there.
Oh yeah, Suspicious Minds, and then the rest of it is all Santa Claus is back in town. This is your musical hero. I'll be home for
But
Christmas.
he has
is
the
top
song.
10 song.
They all
you
all
know
of
who never
them.
did a Christmas album? Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, they were.
a billion,
They were
a
Satanists,
billion listeners to not be Christmas.
Yeah.
He's got. There's 3 Christmas. Jailhouse Rock isn't the one you just made fun of.
Yeah.
So that one, and then Burning Love and Can't Help Falling in Love. That's 2 billion.
I wonder where
Hound
Hound
2
Dog.
billion. Hound Dog's the one he made fun of.
Hound Dog. Yeah,
Oh,
I wonder
Hound
where
Dog.
that-
Hound Dog's the one I was making fun of.
Yeah.
That's got to rank up there though.
It's up there. We'll wait till Christmas season dies down for all these numbers to.
Well,
to
let's see
correct.
about.
Man, hey, man, put on "O Little Town of Bethlehem" by Elvis. Let's rock out for a bit.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
maybe
Absurd.
That might be a good song. Have you ever heard it though?
Yeah, I've heard the Christmas song.
By Elvis.
Yeah. No, I haven't heard a guy who's not a good singer sing it. But I've
that's
heard versions
ridiculous.
of.
Yeah.
Your argument gets worse and worse
Yeah.
as it goes along.
Well,
I'm
he's
digging
like,
in, dude.
now
I'm
he's
getting
not
in.
a good
I'm
singer.
getting destroyed.
He's digging
here.
in.
he's digging in. He's just waiting.
I don't even dislike Elvis.
He's deciding if he's going to pull the grenade and just blow himself. He's trying to get us in far enough that he blows us all up.
Well, how about this? Let's look. Oh,
that's.
It's like dang near opera.
Mm.
Fun stuff.
I'm starting
huh?
to question if you even have spoons under the couch at home. That's what I'm starting to question.
yeah. You think he sold them?
I don't know. I'm starting to question the whole Weber royalty is unraveling here.
You
Well, let's
turned
look
on
at
me.
some-
You were an ally with me.
I
at the
know
beginning
until
of
you
this.
started
What
making
happened?
fun of the way Elvis sang.
It's just the way he sings hasn't aged that well. It sounds a little hokey. Sounds a little funny to me now. That vibrato and the it sounds like, what are you doing? You know, dial it back a bit.
Yeah, not a lot of people got it.
There's a lot of some Elvis fun facts. Well, first of all, there's a lot of parallels with Elvis and Nate.
Okay.
This is the root of the frustration.
He
here.
goes, no, let him talk. Let him talk.
Elvis had an eating
Aaron, you can
disorder.
leave. Aaron's going to leave early.
Elvis had an eating disorder.
Yeah. He had it the other way. That's our eating disorder was the other way.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah.
I like it.
He gained a lot of weight at the peak of his career.
He had a soda machine in his house.
hmm
And so I don't have that, but I'm working on getting a soda machine in the
With
house.
different flavors.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Singing about fountain drink.
Yeah,
Get
that's
that good.
amazing.
Get Sonic Ice and have it. That's the dream. If I get that.
He said he could destroy 8 deluxe cheeseburgers, 2 bacon lettuce tomato sandwiches, and 3 milkshakes in one sitting.
Mm.
What would
It's a
he eat
big
with peanut
appetite.
butter? He put peanut
Yeah.
butter on something weird.
Peanut butter and
Banana.
bananas.
Okay.
Yeah.
He throws some bacon on there too.
Yeah.
You got
They have Elvis sandwiches at some places.
Mhm.
He ate meatloaf, tomatoes, and mashed potatoes for 2 straight
I sent
years.
you a video. I did a Elvis impersonation thing one time.
Oh man.
This is getting better and better.
Hold on.
Uh,
Hold on. Let me download that.
All right,
There's
so
a lot
It's
of
a sh-
text I don't want displayed on the podcast.
Yeah.
Just a heads up. Yeah. All right. Wait, this is you?
Yeah.
That's Dusty.
Yeah, watch this. You gotta
Was this when you were drinking?
yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. It's a terrible video, but it's
Wait, is this Halloween or are you just hanging
no,
out?
I did a
go back to that one.
Elvis karaoke. I was hosting a yeah, I had put on a lot of weight.
I can't even imagine this being you.
Yeah. I did a roll Look at this. I did roller derby karaoke or something.
You
Yeah.
were the
Yeah, it's a good.
talk of the town.
Yeah, it was a
The
hot.
life of the party.
Yeah, it was a hot video. Yeah,
It's my favorite.
yeah, it was a hot video.
It's called ElvisLives.wmv. Oh, that's great. I'm sorry I made fun of his voice now. I didn't know you used to perform as
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Everything you do, and then you look back and then look at that senior picture,
Yeah,
and you're like, well, how does you're changing
many
you
faces.
change your look the whole time.
Many faces.
Yeah. Yeah.
Elvis was really he wanted to be a cop, so he had all these guns. He had all these honorary badges, and he would put a light on his car, like a police car, and he would see people speeding, and he would chase them in his car, pull them over, tell them to slow down, then sign an autograph for it and hand it to him.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
I love that.
Yeah.
He had an entourage of people. Do you know that woman?
Nah.
That's it. Yeah. It looks like the woman that your dad met.
Fontaine Blue?
Yeah.
She's the other woman. There he goes.
You should not make fun of the Rock shirt anymore, Dusty.
Well, I would say it's
you
a
were in
Costa.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
That's my friend Mark. I do know Mark.
Yeah. How tall were you then?
Mark's a tall guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because that woman was taller than you.
Well, I haven't grown since then.
Yeah.
You just
You don't get taller when you lose weight.
Elvis had an entourage of friends and family that worked for him, and they called themselves the Memphis Mafia.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what would you the Nateland nerds? I was trying to think.
The Nateland
The
nerds.
Nate nerds.
We went to we went to Graceland. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had one guy, one of his entourage guys. They called him Hamburger James because his job was to go out and get him hamburgers at 3 a.m. That was his lone job.
Oh, wow.
It was just a guy that he stole some stuff from Elvis, and they found out about it. And then I think they weren't at home; they were somewhere else, and they found out he was trying to get on a plane to fly back to Memphis. They went to the airport. Elvis went in with one of his badges, made him stop the plane. He went on the plane, drug the guy off. And he told him, they said they both started crying. He's like, if you needed money, why didn't you just tell me? Because we're a family.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So
Man.
that's what you think of Elvis.
Yeah. That airport security is a little lax.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pre 9/11, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. This is pre a lot of stuff.
He had a limo driver, and he said, do you own this limo or do you work for someone else? He said, I work for someone else. He said, well, not anymore. And he bought the limo and gave it to the driver
Wow.
as a tip.
Wow.
So it was
That's very nice.
it was
And
very
then
generous.
that limo driver probably ruined that business in little to
Ran
no
into
time.
He goes, He's like, so you'll be my client? He goes, no, I got a driver. He goes,
Yeah.
but go start your own business. He's like, well, I had a good thing going right here. He goes, I had insurance. Do I have insurance?
Benefits?
He goes, no, there's no insurance.
And you're going to have to pay
Yeah.
taxes
You
on
got to
this.
pay taxes. Yeah.
You want to get your title right with this,
Yeah.
you're going to have to pay
This is our
taxes.
third day on the job, Elvis. He goes, I would have never picked you up if I knew you were going to ruin my life like this.
But it is crazy to think he could still be alive. He's been dead for almost
Yeah.
50 years, and
Yeah.
he's 90. So
There is a preacher out there that they say is Elvis.
yeah,
Ever
that guy.
seen that guy?
Yeah, the guy mentioned him. The comment.
I remember. Like an unsolved mysteries.
Bob
or
Joyce.
something.
Yeah, Bob
Yeah.
Joyce. Yeah.
I remember an unsolved mystery that was.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. And you hear him.
This guy's already way better than Elvis.
Yeah.
Listen to his voice.
I want to hear him sing. I mean, he sounds a little bit like Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's him.
Yeah. It's. I would. I remember watching it was either Unsolved Mysteries or it was like one of those main shows.
Right.
But I remember old enough that they were watching and they were really doing it like, is he alive? And it was like almost like that Geraldo when he did the opening of what
Oh yeah, Al Capone's vault.
Al Capone's vault, and so it's like that kind of stuff. And so
People
they were
think he faked his own death.
and it was on
Why?
the main new channels.
Why do they think he did that? He just got too.
It's
too
like the
big
same way
for
they
the
thought
world?
Tupac faked his own death. The same way they got anybody fakes their own because they're just so big
Mm-hmm.
that you just assume
Trying to get out of it.
and they're so young and they can't be. You're like it
There was a
can't be.
theory it was a movie called Coffee and Cigarettes, old movie, and they said that Aaron or Elvis had a twin brother named Aaron. No, maybe it was something else. Maybe Aaron's his middle name. But anyway, it's allegedly his brother
Jesse
died.
Guerin, yeah. Still
died when he was born.
Yeah.
But they say that he didn't die, this theory, and that once Elvis became too famous, he didn't want it anymore. So he passed it over to his brother. His brother was Elvis. And then that's the brother who couldn't handle the fame. And he's the one that got all fat and out of control.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a fun theory.
That
Yeah.
one was fun.
That's
Yeah.
fun. That's fun.
Yeah, I mean, imagine being that. can you imagine showing your badge and stopping FAA traffic? They go, what's going on? You go, Elvis is here and he wants to get his buddy on, and they're crying.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like it was just a different world.
But height of celebrity, probably the pilot wanted to meet Elvis. Probably.
The president wanted to meet Elvis.
Yeah.
Like anybody that would ever get in trouble.
Richard Nixon met him.
Yeah.
At the White House. He brought him a gun.
Oh, yeah.
They said, I don't know how he got past Secret Service.
Yeah.
He gave Nixon a gun as a gift.
They go,
Brought
whoa.
a gun
Yeah.
to the White House.
Yeah.
I was, like hanging out with Larry the Cable Guy one time in this little patio at a casino, and then the security guard came to kick us out because nobody was allowed to be out there. And then Larry Cable Guy kind of like did the Larry the Cable Guy voice, and they were like, "Oh, hey!" They got so excited. They started taking pictures with him. They were like, "Stay as long as you want."
Yeah.
And that's tiny compared to Elvis.
That's tiny compared to
Elvis.
stopping a plane.
Elvis the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
All right. We
Let's
probably need to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say Elvis the Cable Guy.
All right.
That's the
So
bottom of
we
the
can put
well.
Golden Globes, a little Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little Elvis.
Yeah, little Elvis.
You're right, Dusty.
A little
Dusty's
Elvis.
always right.
All right. Well, we're back. Glad to be back.
Hit some shows.
Got some shows. I'll be in Vegas,
See some Elvis impersonators.
Omaha, DC. Doing some clubs, building it back up, building a new hour. So, yep. There you go. It's all. We could be adding some shows for the tour, for the Big Dumb Eyes tour. It's going to be big, and it's going to be awesome. I'm excited. So, yeah. It's all in there. Can't wait.
Yep. This Saturday, I'm in Fort Myers, Florida. 2 shows at the event space called The Workshop. January 25th, I'm in Marietta, Georgia at LA Stage. January 31st, Stardome Comedy Club in Hoover. February 7th, Marion, Illinois at the Little Nashville Cafe.
That's fun.
That's cool.
And February 8th in Quentin, Virginia.
Awesome. Quentin.
Yeah, just outside Richmond.
Yeah. Okay. Aaron Weber here. Detroit, Michigan. I've never done stand-up in Detroit. And I'm going to be there at the House of Comedy in Detroit, January 17th and 18th. And then at the end of the month, I'm back down in Texas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, doing the Creek in the Cave for a full weekend. So that'll be a lot of fun. Coming out here, Texas or Detroit. I'll see y'all out there.
All right. Hey, January 17th, I'll be in Birmingham, Alabama. But the show is sold out.
That's nice.
So, yeah.
So you didn't need to say it at
Come
all.
to my
I didn't need
show.
say it, but then January 18th, I'll be in Pensacola, Florida, and tickets are available. All tickets, DustySlade.com. I'll be coming into Indiana. I'll be in Evansville, Indianapolis, other places coming up. DustySlade.com. Thank you.
All right. Well, hope your year's going great. How's your year? Remember that?
Yeah, how's the year going?
All right. We love you. We hope you're off to a great start, and see you next week. Bye. Nateland is produced by Nateland Productions and by me, Nate Bargatze, and my wife Laura on the Audio Boom platform. Recording and editing for the show is done by Genovations Media. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to catch us next week on the Nateland Podcast.